So Guru Nation, welcome back to another episode. If you please want to help me out here, it's our way of getting back at the system. Like, subscribe, comment, share. If you don't know what to comment, leave a robot emoji down there because that lets the algorithm, that breaks the algorithm. So today's question comes from somebody on YouTube, and I went live on this topic, but it was like, I know you guys like the short videos, the bite-sized videos. So basically it's, how does an international medical graduate get into clinical research? And it's actually something that has always been a part of my career. I'm not an international medical graduate, but as a site owner, I've come across, and I have small sites, I've come across at least a dozen international medical graduates that I've worked with personally or have been my employees that worked for me. And that's a lot. Consider that's probably like 50% of everyone from the sites that I own or that I worked at that I've had interactions with, like as colleagues or as employees. So that's a high number. International medical graduates make great entry-level study coordinators. Why? Because they're doctors, they're physicians, so they understand the clinical stuff. Plus, chances are your PIs will like them, your other clinicians will like them because they can relate to them as far as the same job that they do, they can relate to them. So why is that important? Number one, you need, the coordinators are the backbone of every research study. It's very helpful, I should say, it's very helpful to a PI to delegate duties to a coordinator that understands medicine. Now, mind you, the PIs should not delegate responsibility and safety oversight and things like that. That's still the PI's responsibility, but it puts the PI at ease knowing, hey, I have an extra set of eyes, somebody who's a physician. They just happen to be licensed in another country, but they're working here in the States as a coordinator. I think this is a very underrated, underutilized type of employee in the space. So if you are an international medical graduate, you need to go to small sites in your area, not big sites, not academic medical centers. I know they're more prestigious. You need to go to small sites in your area and let them know, hey, just drop off your resume. Hey, I'm an international medical graduate. I watch this guy's YouTube channels. He told me to come network with small sites. These are the things I could do immediately. These are the things I've done. In addition to that, don't be afraid to roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and help the site with anything else they need that's non-clinical. I know you're educated and all that, but the site still needs help with other things like business development. Can you go on clinicaltrials.gov and find appropriate study leads and try to contact those study leads for the site to participate in those kind of studies? Can you go out in the community and talk to other clinicians about the studies that the sites have, maybe to garner some referrals from those clinics? Can you go out in the community and do patient recruitment, right? Can you go to support groups? Can you talk to different residential facilities about the studies that the site has? These are the kind of things you have to do in addition to just being awesome as an international medical graduate. And trust me, you're showing immediate value to the site and you're showing your potential with IMG. Now, with an IMG, coordinating is very different than being a doctor. Let me tell you, coordinators do all the heavy lifting of a study. All the stuff the PI doesn't want to do, the coordinator does. So that means things like usually processing lab samples. That means scheduling patients to come in. I know at the bigger sites, they have different people doing this. It's not the coordinator. I'm talking about the average sized site. The coordinator is doing all this stuff. Me at my new site, I'm doing all this stuff. And it's funny that this comes up because my nurse practitioner, Jaime Valles, who is an NP in a border town here in Arizona next to me, he said, hey, what do we do with these international medical graduates They're licensed doctors in Mexico, but they come here in the US and the only jobs they can get are medical assistant. And there's nothing wrong with medical assistant jobs, but I know what he means because as a doctor, imagine being a doctor, going to school for that many years and then being a medical assistant. Research is the answer to expanding on your career. I've worked with many of my former employees. I'm talking 2005. I've told you like half of them, half of the people I've worked with or employed were IMGs. From those, I would say, so it's been about 12. 4 of those people that I know of, it might be more, but 4 of those IMGs have gone on to actually get their license in the United States and are now doctors practicing research or practicing medicine in the United States. I don't think any of them are doing research. One of them reached out to me a couple of years ago that they wanted to do research, but they're all practicing medicine. So what a great career, temporary, even if it's temporary career path for you while you're studying for getting matched for your ECFMGs and all those things that you have to do if you're trying to get your license equivalent in the United States. Now, that's only 4 out of, let's say, 12. The majority of those, so the other 8, all of them still work in research in some capacity. Some are sub-investigators at sites doing psychometric rating scales. Others are site directors. Another one owns a clinic. Several of them became CRAs. So, and who knows, once they become CRA, I kind of lose touch. But what an amazing opportunity, right? That research gives us as IMGs. Well, I should say give you as IMG. I'm not an IMG. And so that's just one example of the great benefit that this industry offers people. And by the way, these opportunities are available to everybody, not just international medical graduates, but this question was specifically for IMGs. So get out there. I know you're a doctor. I know you don't necessarily feel like you have to beg for a position, but you kind of have to show some hustle, some ambition to these small sites, because these small sites are not prestigious academic medical centers. They're not so much impressed by your background. They love to have someone like you there, but they're not so much impressed by your background as they are impressed by what you're willing to do for them. So I'll end it on that note because I think that's probably the most important statement of this whole video. If you watch till the end, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, leave some robot emojis or some real comments if you want. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.